Okay, my people, now Dr. Komilesi there again. So, welcome back. Like I've been talking for the previous slide, I said we will start to discuss the list of everything about pneumonia where they here. So, okay, if you just join us, we'll talk about pneumonia today for Pidgin English. Okay, so now make we start with the next point where the definition. Definition now, how you feel for explain the idea. Okay, where if it capture everything where the idea be. Okay, particularly in this case, we'll talk about pneumonia. So what will be the definition of pneumonia? Now, if you see something, this one is very important for medical students. Okay, you guys they a little bit sharp to make things easier for you. When you hear the word pneumonia, you go see say, if you hear them now, pneumo and nia, now you go to hear. Okay, so that means it get two root words, pneumo and nia. So pneumo here, particularly the word pneuma, now ancient Greek word. Okay, now ancient Greek word we mean breath. Okay, so what did they actually talk? We say when you hear this word, you guys understand say this particular thing relates to the organ where they help you to the breathe. Breathe. Now this one where they. Now that one they call breathing. Understand? So this particular organ where they help you, they do this, where they help you, they breathe. Now this particular condition they related to. Because I don't see times where we say that they ask medical students questions, particularly about some conditions. Then go ask them where is the, for example, meningitis. You're gonna see people they point different other parts of the body. You understand? So you need first of all understand the root word so that you feel narrow, your idea and your thoughts towards that particular condition and towards that particular organ where they affected. So in this case, we talk about lungs. Lungs they here for medical students. Okay? Lungs they here. So we get two pairs of lungs, or we call them a pair of lungs. They get two lungs. We get the right and the left. If you like, call them two pair or four pair. That one are your own side. But we get the right lung and the left lung. Okay, we get the right lung and the left lung. So, waiting be this pneumonia. Waiting be the definition. So, pneumonia, according to some school of thought, in this case, what you mean school of thought? Now, some group of researchers and medical practitioners then define pneumonia. Okay, as the infection of the lung parenchyma. If you call them parenchyma. So they call them the infection of the lung parenchyma or parenchyma. I will take them again. Now, pneumonia, now infection of the lung parenchyma. Now you go ask yourself, we get two important things where you need to take away from that definition, from that first definition where I give you so. Now infection and lung, you already know lung. So now infection and parenchyma. So what be infection? I want to break down this point, infection, because now also English where we say some people need to understand. Infection now when particularly microorganism where they cause medical condition invade the body or the tissues of a person and cause medical condition. So see infection, okay, like this. Like when armed robber come your house, okay, come rob you, destroy your property and leave you in pain and misery when they leave. Now that one they call infection. So microorganism, for example, bacteria, come inside your body, or not be your body, come inside somebody's body, where come inside somebody's body, then cause a lot of, then come multiply, come start to destroy the person's body, they do a lot of things, okay? We're not going to make the body of the person do okay. That thing now they call infection. So we talk, say, pneumonia, now the infection of the lung parenchyma. So what be this parenchyma or parenchyma? Where would they talk about? Now, listen. Every organ, okay, organs in the body. Then get what they call stroma and parenchyma. Okay? Now, parenchyma now the functional part of the organ, whereas stroma, from the word stro, you're supposed to remember now the structural part of the organ. I will repeat them again. Parenchyma now the functional part of the organ. Now the part of the organ where they do the work where the organ they do. Understand? So the part of the organ where they do the main work, now they call what? Parenchyma. The part of the organ where they protect the organ, they give them shape. They make sure say the organ they okay. Now that one they call stroma. Okay? And the stroma most of the time they formed by what they call connective tissue. These points they're very important because in future when we go try to talk about waiting this condition they bring, you need to understand these small points. You get? So infection of the lung parenchyma. So you don't know waiting be infection. Say somebody microorganism they invade the organ, okay? Then can multiply, can affect a lot of things inside the organ, then cause infection. Particularly, then they go affect the functional part of that organ. Okay, Kachiko? All right. Now, the next definition, according to another school of thought, they say in pneumonia, now actually a disease where they cause consolidation of the lungs. Okay? So they talk say pneumonia and a disease where they cause what? Consolidation of the lungs. Now, if you hear the word consolidation, a very big word too. But you need to understand the word con and solidate or solidify. So you already don't know what thing be solid. Now something where they strong. Now con, when you check the meaning, the original meaning of con, it means together. It means with. Okay? It means to tighten together. So it means say consolidation means to make something much more solid. So in this case, when they talk about the lungs. So when person get pneumonia, it means say the lungs of the person, they what? Solid. And when we're going to discuss some of the features of this particular disease, okay, you go understand why we call them consolidation. Should you understand me now? So in this case, this one is the second definition of this disease. So one of them, na say na infection of the lung parenchyma, and the other one, na say na disease or infection where they cause consolidation of the lung tissue. Consolidation of the lungs. All right. So the next point where we're going to talk about today, okay, now predisposing factors or risk factors. We're going to talk about the predisposing factors or the risk factors. So now, make I break them down. Make you remember, say, this predisposing factor, sometimes they feel no deal, but you go still get pneumonia. So this one a very important point, make you know. Okay? They feel no day at all, but you go still get pneumonia. But when them day, your chances of getting, not be you, the other person, of getting pneumonia, they very high. So the chances say you go get that pneumonia, they much more higher. This is why it's very important. It is very important to make we know what be these predisposing factors. Okay? So I go repeat them again. You fit get pneumonia even without these predisposing factors being present. It's possible. But when you get them, or when there is this predisposing factors present, the chance say you go get pneumonia could be very, very high. The chance that person will get pneumonia could be very, very high. Okay, so now, what be these predisposing factors when they talk about? Yeah, then I will divide them into two categories. Okay? I go divide this predisposing factor into two categories, into two departments, okay, so that we fit for understand them well. Now, take your pen and your paper, make you write them down. If you're a medical student, they're very important. Also, if you're a medical doctor or medical enthusiast. Now, one of that predisposing factor, okay, you don't write them down. One of that predisposing factor, one of that predisposing factor, now, we'll go see for the next slide.